And hello. Welcome to Dank Live. I'm Dan Lutz.
Dank Live.
Yeah,
What's up,
this
man?
is Dank Live. I'm doing good. How's it going with you?
So far, so good. I don't have a good update. I don't, other than I was told that nothing, no progress has been made with the Chinese. Um, so that's interesting, um, to say the least. It seems
Well,
like so many
Chinese
balls.
is the Chinese was meant to be the new center of everything, right? They're to be the center of the world power, center of all finance, the center of everything, and now that won't happen.
Yeah, that will not
So
happen.
maybe they're
So,
dragging their feet.
so talk to me, Dan, about Iran. I mean, obviously, from a, I think most people look at it like we're on the verge of, like World War whatever 4 or 3, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're saying that this is Iran's about to go the way of the Trumpster, and
Yeah, I think that it's following North Korean model. I mean, we can look at the situation of the deep state, the CIA, removing the Shah of Iran, putting in a puppet government, same as they did in North Korea, all for the purpose of heading towards a one world dominated world. But they had to have the bad guys, right? Who was going to be the ones to basically start World War III? And if you think about it, this started again all the way back in the 70s with like Jimmy Carter and the Iranian hostages and all this. And then as soon as Reagan came in, okay, boom, everything flipped over. And who's the vice president at the time? Of course, George Bush Sr. And they went right into, well, this is when I knew that they were going to do the first global currency reset, right? Back in the 70s. They were going to do the takeover back then. But my understanding was that there was too much family squabbles between, who's going to do what, right? Who's going to be in charge? Who was trying to make China, build up China back then was Kissinger, right, and Nixon. That they brought up China. They opened the door to China. So this has been all a big game, right? All setting up a world stage, leading to World War III, which
right,
was again all laid out by the guy who was in the Illuminati, the head of the Illuminati, Pike, right? And his so he laid out World War One and World War II, said what they were going to do, set up Israel, another focal point of of creating tension in the world, and then World War III would come along, and they also talked about setting up communism and its role and everything else. But now, this is all sliding back. So we've had uh, uh, these bombs going off or ships blowing up, however the bombs went off, whether it was set on the side of the boat or whether it was missiles that were fired at these tankers. They were Japanese, so keep in mind they were Japanese. So the deep state is the ones who were doing this, not Iran. So you could say it's a deep state in Iran. Well, that doesn't mean there are Iranians in Iran that are deep state. This is a CIA black site in Iran that they were using to manipulate the world as one of their sites. So just like in North Korea, while they set off some missiles, well, Trump was where? In Japan. Who made friends in Japan? Trump and a new emperor, right, of Japan and the prime minister. And then you have the prime minister coordinating his tweets with QAnon. And then right? And you have Kim Jong Un, saying me too, I'm on your side. Biden's a low IQ individual, right? Siding with Trump, aligning himself with Trump to say, hey, these guys set up these missiles. That wasn't me. This is these guys, acting badly. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, they're all dead now.
Yeah, of course.
It says Kim Jong Un, say, oh, you're bad, you're dead, boom, right? But that's that reality there in North Korea. But he doesn't want to. He wants to get out of this position, being under the control of the deep state, of the cabal, and so now Iran has had what? Why did Obama and Kerry and Dianne Feinstein and Biden all contact Iran in this recently? Why? What do they have to do with it? Just because they made a good deal for them, right? Here's a 1.7 billion in cash and plus 150 billion in other money, and this is our nuclear deal that the Ayatollah of Iran did not agree with. Right. So he didn't agree to this. So it's the political people, the deep state in Iran, agreeing to do something with all this money, and Trump came in and stopped the nuclear deal. Trump said it would have given Iran nuclear weapons within 5 years. And so, this would have been the ability for them to fire missiles and hit Iran. And so, this is all breaking down. So now the word is that the deep state CIA base in Iran has been taken down. Now, who did it? I just don't know if that was Trump firing some missiles. Oh, see, we struck Iran, right? We're fighting back. But, it's deep state in Iran. The CIA deep state.
I think in reality, Kim is giving them all information and intel that they never had before because she knows where all those things are. I don't think they know. So I think Kim is tipping them off, and Trump gets to play the hero, right? Because she's getting information probably to Trump.
Of course, it's not out there that Trump is, if they say, I don't even know if this happened yet, whether they've announced that they've been in the news, Main Street news, that the U.S. has fired and took out a base in Iran, responsible for the blowing up of the Japanese ships. The one, Japan just made friends with Trump, right? So why they hit Japanese tankers, right? The deep state is playing a game of hey, you side with Trump, we're going to take out your tankers, right? And of course now, but again, who took out the base? Was it Trump or was it in Iran? The Iranians took out the base on their own soil. Either way, we're seeing that Iran is going to follow in the footsteps of North Korea and get rid of the deep state from their borders. So the deep state is being routed around the world.
Well, I love that. That's a great sign. And I know Trump just sent another 1,000 troops over to Iran, to the Middle East. So it might be to help Iran. That would be a nice.
Same as Syria, right? Before the U.S. military was helping the ISIS, right? And they kept blowing up the opponents of ISIS, right? And not going after, letting them spread. And Trump comes in and he actually started wiping out ISIS. And he helped the Russians, right? And they said, "Oh, Russia, you're bad, and he fired missiles, and it actually helped Russia."
Right.
So,
yeah, I'm starting to appreciate the play here. It's pretty impressive.
yeah, it's basically playing the deep state game, right? But not giving them the results they're looking for. They're saying that's the results they're looking for, so they're kind of just playing along. That's the issue with the if you're on the deep state side, you're always playing the mirror. You're always projecting the opposite, right? And he just played along. Okay, good. We'll actually take out the enemy. You're directing it this way. It's okay. So who's the enemy inside Iran? Oh, we're attacking Iran. No, we're attacking the deep state in Iran. You know, there's something else that crossed my mind. Yesterday I was thinking about Project Bluebeam. You know about that?
Yeah, I'm familiar, but refresh my memory again.
So the Project Bluebeam is where they actually would project the alien invasion with holographic images in the skies, and we would pull the world together to fight the alien threat. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Because of this big, obviously we're being overrun by aliens, and so we have to come together and fight the aliens under one world government, right?
Right.
Because the aliens are on the side of the North Koreans and the Iranians, obviously, but.
And then you have drone strikes everywhere, wiping out people and blaming on aliens.
Yeah. So, but the concept though was we had to have an existential threat to humanity, to pull all of humanity together to fight that threat. And we have it. It's the deep state.
Yes.
The deep state is the alien invaders that we have to basically get out of power. That's the worldwide event that's happening. We're literally fighting against the alien invaders called the deep state. Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. I mean,
yeah.
I mean that's the whole Iron Mountain agenda, right? It's okay. We need to have a way to have excess spending. Lots of excess spending. Flagrant. With absolutely no reason. That's the beauty. That's their system. Keep us impoverished. Give us nothing. Spend money like it's going out of style. And I'm like, how is this been allowed to continue, right? And
yeah. This is karma, right? So now this whole thing is now going to be used against them. They are the Project Blue Beam alien invaders that we have to basically exorcise from the whole planet.
I love it. I love it. It's genius.
Yeah.
I think men, women, and the 98 other genders can also appreciate it everywhere. So.
Yeah. Well, I think we can add the other genders all to the list. We only need two.
I had gotten this report years ago from the NSA, basically saying how North Korea was a mind control experiment by the Rothschilds, and so is the United States. And it's amazing. I'm watching you're under mind control when people give you just good, solid information, and you cannot accept it. Right? It's like that is kind of what I feel like is going on right now. It's like, how could anybody in their right mind be looking at what's going on with like Pelosi and all that stuff, and just her back and forth and crazy antics, and mocking Trump, but you never see Trump act the way that she describes, and everyone is trying to just hate this guy still. It's like, why? But I guess it's really not that way. That's just the way they're portraying it, right? Like, oh, he's down on the polls. Like, no, he's not. Come on.
It's stupid. Yeah, he's got this next rally. He's got 17,000 seats there, and 75,000 people want to come.
Yeah, he's struggling. It's like what all of a sudden Americans like they don't like sex, money, and puppies. I mean, give me a break. Like that didn't happen. Like
Yeah.
just it's like so funny to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So all the polls are for Beto to beat beat Trump.
Beto. Beto is like notorious for failure, right? Like the guy's never done anything. And Joe Biden, I mean, if I swear, if I was Trump running for president, I would play Rudolph Giuliani on Sean Hannity's show over and over and over again because he tears Biden apart. I mean, he says, like, how can you ignore this? Like, you guys are going after Trump because he mentioned something and the anons come out and they blast you back with like 20 different Democrats who've done worse, who've been
Right.
fishing for bad information. The guy Schiff, what a joke this guy is. He just refuses to die. I mean, he's like the Kardashians.
Well,
I mean,
yeah. For what reason would he still be able to be in that position, right? Other than if Trump pulled his security clearance, right?
yeah.
It would be, he'd be gone, and he'd have reason to do it, but he's not going to do it because he's going to let him, keep extending his neck, pencil neck, more. It's easier to chop his head off because he's obviously biased and it's not real. Where's his evidence, right? That he basically said that he's seen. Where is it? Have Trump declassify that evidence. That he says he has. If you can't bring it out.
What evidence is this?
No, Schiff had always kept saying the same thing. I've seen the evidence. He said it. He had the evidence. He's seen the evidence, and it's overwhelming evidence. He's seen it, right? So where is it? So why are they not asking this question of him every time they see him? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? You said you had evidence. Where's the evidence? Mueller, he hit it. I don't know.
Mueller hit it. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh man, like that's the kind of thing. Like I still crack up thinking about like that after Congress already cleared Trump, Senate already cleared Trump, whatever the other, then the special investigation team and the other, whatever the other investigation, it's 4 or 5.
Four investigations. Right? Four investigations.
4 investigations have cleared him, not even a misdemeanor, right?
Yeah, and nothing. How could he? This is the thing. How could Trump, for his whole life, be so clean? I mean, plus he was in the ran casinos. Is whatever else, but he's so clean in all of his business dealings. They have nothing. I mean, this just means to me that that he's just knew from like a early age that he was going to be president because it's part of Tesla's plan.
I agree. I think you're right.
Yeah. I want to make up a meme showing because there's some stuff out there, Tesla showing Tesla's plan to save the world via the U.S. military and Trump. Because it's the military's plan to save the world. Now I'll just make it Tesla's plan to save the world. Make a meme like that, put it out there. Because I think that's really is going to, I think crystallize, that vibration coming from Tesla, to get his technology out into the world.
Oh, I think it's genius. I mean, you couldn't some things you just happen on. I mean, it's just all synchronicity, right?
Well, it's just all just unfolding before our eyes.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
Yeah, we will see how this is going to unroll. With some Tesla tech coming down the line, I'm sure, all over the place.
Tesla tech coming down the line, all over the place. Yeah,
that's it.
Well,
yeah, in either Texas or Tennessee, there's a Tesla tower that was a new one that was built. There's a company there, and they're going to be broadcasting power.
Wow, really? I know there's one in where is like either Iceland or something like that as well.
No.
Iceland, man.
So I believe it's there's the HEVC company that was formed by John Trump. That this was where this another broadcast system was there. So they refined that system for broadcasting power that Tesla was putting into place. So very interesting. I think that we're just going to see this all coming about. I don't know how it all plays together with, say, Tesla Motors, with Elon Musk and what his role in.
I think Elon Musk is like an android or something. I mean, he just seems not human to me.
Yeah, well, was he, the same as like a Mark Greenberg from Facebook?
Oh yeah, sure.
Is he so another cardboard cutout? What they called it was the PayPal Mafia was in the that we're talking
PayPal
about.
Mafia. Yeah.
It was Elon Musk and another guy. No, it's actually, I when that happened, that was a pretty interesting thing how it got picked up and it became part of eBay. That payment as a payment system. eBay is what really legitimized it. PayPal really took it, but PayPal also was kind of outside of the financial system. They were rogue. They got formed in the Bahamas, so they literally were they kind of skirt a lot of the rules, and actually in a lot of ways they can't be trusted on. You're always going to get paid. You can give out your product and not get the money from PayPal if they decide that they're not going to do it. They don't like your business. So that's happened.
Aren't they supposed to be kind of like Western Union, like their own closed network?
Yeah, they are their own financial movement of cash between banks and their system by email. It's a brilliant idea. So I'm going to email you money by your email address. Here you go. You just have an account, pops up in your account. So but it's also a form of digital money. Facebook has announced their global coin, right? So that's now going hard. We'll see where that goes. Maybe it's based upon your social score, whether you can actually send money or not. Just like in China, if you don't have a high enough social score, you can't send money. Why would you participate? I wouldn't get into the Facebook coin at all. It's doomed. It's doomed before it starts.
Yeah, it's doomed before it starts. I mean, they just came out and said, "Look, Zuckerberg is MK Ultra and mind control." And I feel like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't even consider Facebook a viable platform anymore.
No, it's just I put some things out there, and I just noticed the response that I get from it is negligible at this point. Like I barely want to even post on it. I post a couple of videos here and there. I find say, hey, take a look at this, but that's as much as I really do anything there. I don't use the Messenger. It's just not reliable. When things are not reliable, just like email. Remember I told you that yesterday the one that sent me this email and said I never. It's like you never respond, and she was chewing me out. And that's the first email I got from you.
She probably emailed me sometimes people like email you
Yeah.
and
Well,
because
but she
you respond right.
responded. But she responded to that email, right? And she was so rude, right, in the response to me saying that, listen, I didn't get an email from you. What are you talking? What is this you're referring to? And then another three emails came after that. Like berating me about not responding. And I'm going, I just put her in spam. I blocked her. I said, I don't need to deal with people that are really that irrational and want to spew out vomit. It's just it's just like dealing with trolls that pop up in the chat, right? Eliminate. There's no time for it. You don't, if you don't have the courtesy to work with someone and said, listen, I didn't get your mail. I did a search and I don't have it. I do get to emails, but they're sometimes late. I don't get to emails every day. Especially if you send me, an encyclopedia in an email. That might take me like weeks before I actually can have time to read it. I usually get to all of them, right? But if you expect an immediate response, send me a telegram, right? And I'll get that several times a day. I check my telegram and I respond. At least I'll acknowledge that I received something. But an email, it's not reliable. It's been compromised. Google has taken over the back end. Even if you have another account somewhere else, who's behind it is actually Google. They've literally from behind the scenes taken over email services in the background. So once they made a problem about spam, we lost Tank. He's gone. Maybe I'll come back on. It's all right. Yeah, I'm also noticing I'm actually running on battery power. I'm down to 15% as well. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. While we're waiting for if he's going to jump back on, I'll just look at the chat room. See if there's anything in here. Any questions? Hello, everybody in the chat rooms. Thank you all for participation. We got 108 watching right now, 33 thumbs ups. Let's get all those thumbs ups going. Come on. I did not send it to Tui as well. Maybe I'll just send it to Tui. Let's see, Tui. Yeah. So Tui has the link now, just in case. So one of the things when we got cut off yesterday, Tank Tui was on, and Tui was describing, having the people come for, Kim to speak to them about the trust and the position and how to, verify and how to do the stuff on the terminals. One of the things that he was about to say was Tank was about to say before he was cut off was that TUI needs to make sure that the return are the money back to the trust, or to Kim, the admin fee of 2% is done. So that actually completes the cycle. That's the whole transaction. Don't celebrate, is what I told him, until you completed the transfer to Kim herself. So this actually will show her sovereignty over it and be the one responsible for actually of sending out the funds. So it's good to complete that. I think Tank might have brought that up today. But Tank, are you back? No. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I didn't see any more questions in here, so I think we're probably good to go. It was another episode of Dank Live, and we're ending at 11 minutes, and I'm 11 minutes after the hour, so it's 11:11. It's a good time to stop broadcasting, and we'll see you tomorrow on Dank.